Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all an update to my X-Saber Yugioh deck profile for November 2018. Feels like it's been quite some time since the last update to my X-Saber deck. I actually finally got around to getting the fully completed deck again. Always seems quite hard just to see who has X-Saber still, but I wanted to bring you all an update to the deck just because of MX-Saber Invoker now being banned on the latest ban list, meaning we can't rely on the Exceed play to special summon out for this deck anymore, which kind of stinks, but we still have other options available. Link summoning for sure definitely does help with a lot of different plays in this deck. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off, for the X-Saber monsters, I run 3 X-Saber Bogart Knight. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower X-Saber monster from your hand. This card cannot be used as a synchro material monster except for the synchro summon of an X-Saber monster. So you're not really limited to too much with the synchro option now that we have cards like Xyz, Link Summon, you name it. With Bogart Knight, being able to just get out 2 monsters on the field means that you can go for a quick Link Summon, and just goes even more powerful when you combo it with other cards like Fall Troll to just get some special summons back after you make your Link Summon. And I also run 3 X-Saber Full Helm Knight. With this one, when your opponent declares an attack, you can select the attacking monster and negate the attack. You can only activate this effect once while this card is face up on the field. If this card destroys a defense monster your opponent controls by battle, you can select 1 level 4 or lower X-Saber monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So Full Helm Knight really does give you a lot of options for special summoning. Being able to stop an attack once as well means that you have reason to keep him on the field if you don't want to use him for a synchro summon, him being one of the level 3 tuners you run in the deck. But you have the options for even Link summoning with him. If you use him for Bogart Knight and you don't want to go for a level 7 synchro, you can obviously summon him out with that other method for sure, whether it be Link or Exceed. And I also run 3 X-Saber Dark Soul. This one, if this card you control is sent to the graveyard during the end phase, you can add 1 X-Saber monster from your deck to your hand. So what's great about Dark Soul is that it's at the end phase, so depending on where he is, after you send him to the graveyard, you'll still get the search effect. So being able to grab any other, X-Saber monsters that can help you with plays definitely does come in handy with this card. Most of the time, I can even just Link Summon him away, and then he'll have his effect at the end phase. If you Link Summon or, like I said, Synchro with him, you have those options available to you, which is very, very good with the card. And I also run 3 X-Sabers Emer's Blade. With this one, when it is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower X-Saber monster from your deck. So with Emer's Blade, you can even special summon another Emer's Blade if you want, and then basically just stall out if you need be, if your opponent has multiple attacks going for it. I know I tested a deck out against Vision Hero Trinity, and they attacked 3 times, and I was just able to get out Emer's Blade each time, and then on the final one, I was able to get out Full Helm Knight, and then just sit on the Full Helm Knight with the negation. So it definitely did help. And then you, like all the other X-Saber monsters, Emer's Blade is an Earth monster, so you have Mrs. Radiant target options if you need be, or any other summons, with him being a level 3 as well. And probably one of my favorites, just because of his effect in the deck, is X-Saber Fall Troll. I run 3 of this card. This card cannot be normal summon or set. It cannot be special summon except while you control 2 or more face-up X-Saber monsters. And once per turn, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower X-Saber monster from your hand. So it's an easy special summon to the field, especially if you use cards like Bogart Knight to then special summon something out and then get Fall Troll to the field. Then being able to use your other cards for resources to put into the graveyard to give Fall Troll a target to special summon back to the field really does help out with the deck. Overall, very useful card for sure, just for how easy you can special summon him and how easy he can special summon something else to the field. And I also run 2 X-Saber Patrols, getting to the 2s and 1-ofs of the deck, just because running 3 ofs of all the other ones is definitely very, very helpful. They all work so well together for your plays, just being able to swarm out your monsters. But just 2 Patrol, he really only comes in handy. He cannot be destroyed by battle, and during each of your opponent's standby phases, you take 1,000 points of damage. You must control this card in face-up defense to activate and resolve this effect. But like I said, he's good because he's a level 2 tuner as well, with your level 3 options like Dark Soul and Emer's Blade. Being able to go for Naturia Beast, if you have that available to you, is definitely helpful, because Beast and Barkion, which we both run in the deck, can shut down a lot of different plays for sure. And I also run one X-Saber Yugioh. I was debating between how many of this I wanted to run, just because it is an easy recycle card. When it's normal or special summon, you can add one X-Saber monster in your graveyard to your hand. Being able to, special summon out if there's another X-Saber on the field, full troll pretty easily with this card. Even being able to use the special summons, so you can use Monster Reborn or 1-for-1 just to summon this card back to the field. And even getting into the graveyard to reuse, linking into cards like Link Karibo is also very helpful. And then for the last effect monster, I run one Glow Up Bulb. This card just helps for the fact that you run plenty of Earth monsters to assist with the Naturia Beast and also the Barkion plays. Most of the time when the Barkion play, if I'm playing against a Trap Heavy deck and I have Beast already on the field for the level 5, being able to get this card out and then go for that level 6 Synchro is the one play I want to go for there. Just remember, with Bogart Knight, you're kind of limited with your Synchros on the X-Saber plays there, so you can't use Bogart Knight for the Naturia Beast and Barkion plays, but you have plenty of other monsters with different levels to make use of for the special summon. And that is it for the monsters. Moving on to the spells, I run 2 Saber Reflection. This is a quick play spell card. Was debating if I wanted to run 3 or not. Decided to stick it to 2 for now. When you take battle or effect damage while you control an X-Saber monster, gain life points equal to the damage you took. And then if you do inflict the same amount of damage to your opponent, then you can add 1 Saber Spell or Trap or Gotham's card from your deck to your hand. You can only activate 1 Saber Reflection per turn. Now, I only run 2 of this card basically on the debate that most of the time I do want to have a good amount of X-Saber monsters on the field, whether it be Synchro or just the effect monsters in general. So you will get the life point and burn effect for sure, and easier with the fact that this card is a quick play spell card, plus that awesome search as well for any of your other ones you may run in the deck. But just decide to stick it for 2 most of the time, because with the multiple options and me needing to go for other extra deck answers, this card ended up just not benefiting as much when I didn't have that one X-Saber on the field. And I also run 2 Gotham's Second Call with this one. If you control an X-Saber Synchro monster, you can target 2 X-Saber monsters in your graveyard, special summon both those targets, ignoring their summoning conditions, but change their attack to 0. Also destroy them during the end phase of this turn. You can only activate 1 Gotham's Second Call per turn, and you cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. I was debating on if I wanted to just run 1 Gotham's Second Call and then put in a Soul Charge, which if you want that option available to you, you can try that as well. Just for the fact that you can only activate this card once per turn, but then being able to reuse your resources after the Gotham's Second Call and then just reusing Soul Charge again is definitely powerful for sure. And plus this card is searchable off of Saber Reflection, so you have the options for plenty of special summons if you open up both of those cards, and plenty of resources on the field to use as well. And I also run 3 Fire Formation Tenki. This card can search out Bogart Knight or your Yugioh, so you have search options available to you with this spell. I like the 3 just because we have searches available for all of them with this card. If you were thinking of maybe like bumping it down to 2 Tenki, you could put in a 3rd Saber Reflection, but that really would probably be the only answer I would ever want to take out one of these, just because the search definitely does help, because Bogart Knight opens up a lot of your different plays. And I also run 1 Reinforcements in the army. You run plenty of warrior monsters in the deck with basically full Helm Knight and also your Pashul, being able to search out those options. So 1 ofs for that. And I also run 1-for-1. This is for Glow Up Bulb if need be, but most of the time Yugioh as well, just because the send to the graveyard, then Yugioh being able to add that card back, and then if it's Fall Troll and there's another X-Saber on the field that maybe you normal summon, easy special summon. So 1-for-1 definitely does come in handy there. And I also run 1 Instant Fusion. This is for the Cabonella Warrior that we run. So if you have Glow Bulb in this in your hand, you can basically get out Beast very easily, which shuts down a lot of decks for sure. And I also run 1 Monster Reborn. Definitely got to run this card in the deck just for how much this deck special summons, how much you can abuse this card for sure. And 1 Foolish Burial, getting resources into the graveyard as well is very, very powerful. Even a Dark Soul search can be inducted with Foolish Burial if you need those resources available to you. And plenty of Earths as well. I run 2 Scapegoats. This card, 4 Link plays, and just level adjustment for your Synchros definitely does help also. So just being able to sit on this and Saber Reflection with my X-Saber monster just gives me that extra benefit of protection for sure. And that is it for the spell cards. Moving on to the traps, I run 3 Gotham's Emergency Call. Really do love this card in the deck just for the easy special summon with no repercussions. Activate only if there's a face-up X-Saber monster on the field. Select 2 X-Saber monsters in either player's graveyard. Special summon those monsters to your side of the field. I don't know how often you're going to be X-Saber mirror matching unless you have that one best friend that you always X-Saber match with, but you have that benefit to you if you're playing against them. But the easy special summon with no fallbacks really is why I like to run 3 of this card in this deck, just for those easy special summons to reuse all your resources. And also to finish up the traps, 1 Solemn Warning and 1 Solemn Judgment, just for additional trap negation for sure. Not running the Soul Charge is another reason why I would definitely include these in the deck. And also 2 Storming Mirror Force. I like it. It protects my monster field if my opponent ever likes to get out something bigger by bouncing back those cards. But if you wanted to run the Solemn Strikes, you could take these 2 out and put 2 strikes in as well, just to have more of a counter trap lineup in the deck to work with set cards with your emergency calls. And that is it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra. Now, with my X-Saber Synchros, I was a little light on those monsters. Still need to get a couple more. I would definitely run 2 X-Saber Gothams. I only have 1 at the moment. You can tribute 1 X-Saber monster to discard 1 random card from your opponent's hand. So it is a level 9 Earth Synchro, so you can easily summon this card out, just needing 1 tuner or plus 1 or more Earth monsters. 3100 attack X-Saber monster, very powerful. Definitely want to run 2 of this. Same goes for X-Saber Yugioh. I only have 1 of her, but she has such great spell and trap, pop effects, and you can easily get her out. She's just a level 6, so you can use Pashul with Bogart Knight or Full Helm Knight with either Dark Soul or Ember's Blade to make her, and then just have the option to destroy 3 spell or trap cards on the field, take care of your opponent's Pendulum Scales if they're running Pendulum, or just pesky back row that they might have. But I'll show later in the extra deck what I would take out to include 2 more of each of these. And I have X-Saber Urbellum, sorry about that, in the deck. I was going back and forth between Souza in this card, but Urbellum definitely does have the option when your opponent has a big hand to get rid of that hand consistency. Plus you have that level 7 Synchro option with Bogart Knight and this card. And I also run 1 Naturia Barkion and 1 Naturia Beast just because of the synchro options available to you with Glow Bulb and all your other ones to get out these great negation synchros as well. I have the Black Rose in here. You can sometimes have those additional level 7 options, but most of the time I would probably want another Souza or Arabellum, since Bogart Knight is the biggest time you'll get out a level 7 synchro when you use your I was forgetting the name, Full Helm Knight. I was going to say Arabellum, but that was not correct there. But with Bogart, means you have an easy level 7 synchro. Just remember you're limited to that. But Black Rose definitely does come in handy for sure. Same with Cypher Lord Omega. I run 1 of this just for the level 8 option with Fall Troll and Pashul. When it comes up, can definitely be very powerful as well. And then for the Link monsters, I run 2 Mrs. Radiant, all Earth monsters in the deck, so it's very easy to make this card. Even if you have to use some of your scapegoats, you can use that as the option also. And I also run 1, I was mixing up my cards there, and 1 Nightmare Phoenix and 1 Nightmare Cerberus. Plenty of different monsters to use and reuse with this card as well. And I also run 1 Underclock Taker and 1 Link Karibo, the level 1s being Ragigura and Glow Up Bulb to use with this card. Definitely does help for sure. And lastly, I also run 1 Carbonella Warrior and 1 Evil Swarm Exciton Knight to finish up the extra deck. If you wanted to take out some cards for the additional Hyunlai and Gothams, I would probably recommend. I like the Underclock Taker. It definitely does help with big cards in the deck if you can set up Fall Troll in the right position with your Underclock for sure. I would take out the 1 Black Rose Dragon and then maybe either the Cerberus or the Phoenix. Most likely the Phoenix, just because Hyunlai takes care of back row much easier. Cerberus can kind of help just for the special summon option to get rid of, but most of the time if you have Hyunlai, there's more than 1 back row that you can eliminate with that card for sure. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I was definitely happy to finally get this X-Saber deck profile out to you all. It was a lot of fun making and definitely going to love playtesting. Maybe we'll get some games out with it as well. But until then, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Twig out.